Welcome back to Your First Trade. I'm Scott Connor. Now it's time for the wrap on this Friday, September 2nd. Well, U.S. markets gapped higher after a favorable jobs number for August, but then they began to fade, something we've been seeing happening quite a bit this week, and they faded right into the closing bell. Now, as far as the Dow Jones Shanghai before our opening, that was only down about 1/10, but European indices were heavy. They were down between maybe 2 to 3%. Now, as far as the U.S. sectors go, 10 out of the 11 S&P 500 sectors were down, and of the 500 stocks, only 80 were up, and about 420 were down on the day. So weak across the board, if you will. Now, as far as the commodities we've been following, let's start with gas. It traded as high as $89.85, but it closed quite a bit lower, down about $87.03. Gasoline traded as high as $2.49, but did close around the $2.45 level. That was down, up slightly on the day. What about natural gas? Well, that was down about 4%. So we saw some of the commodities in the energy space going in different directions today. As far as gold goes, it traded as high as $17.29, but closed right around the $17.21 level. Right now, trading $17.23. And as far as yields, well, we follow the 10-year yield, symbol TNX. That traded as high as 3.24%. Finished the day around 3.19. Remember, move that decimal place 1 to the left for the yield. Bitcoin, a very flat week. Started Sunday evening before the week even started around 20,000 and pretty much finished right around that level, closing around 19,800. So a very quiet week for Bitcoin. Fear and volatility, well, that traded as low as 23.20 this morning when the markets were up, but it closed a little higher, right around the 25.5 level, and it's pretty much holding that same price point. Now, as far as sectors go today, well, we saw relative strength in financials, materials, and energy. You can see some of the names there, like Bank of America and JP Morgan, Freeport in the materials sector, and of course, energy being the only sector up, Exxon and ConocoPhillips showing a little bit more relative strength than some of the others. At least they finished in the green. Now, where we saw relative weakness, that was in real estate, healthcare, and communication services. Same things, most of these names down on the day. UnitedHealth, Meta Platforms, parent of Facebook, you can see many of these stocks down between maybe 1 and 3% on the day. Now, what about individual names? Let's go to Lululemon. They had earnings and solid beat on both earnings and revenues, and they raised their guidance for Q3 and fiscal year 2022. And they cited strong demand for their innovative products. However, it wasn't all roses. Jeffrey analyst actually said this might be a good opportunity to sell the stock. Now, we saw it trade quite a bit higher, but did finish solidly on the day in the positive, but not near its high levels on the opening. Starbucks also in the news today, announcing they will have a new CEO starting on October 1st. He's a world-class leader with beverage experience from PepsiCo, and those were the words of the present CEO, Howard Schultz, who will be turning over the reins, as I mentioned, October 1st. Stock was down slightly on the day. Now, what about data today that influenced the market? Well, we had the big jobs number come out today, and that was, of course, for the month of August. Now, the last time we had this number was about 526,000. We were looking for about 300,000 this time, but it came in surprise to the upside, 315,000. So good numbers there. Unemployment rate, unfortunately, went the wrong way. We're looking for 3.5%. That jumped up to 3.7%. We also had data on factory orders today for the month of July. We were looking for that to come in about 0.2. That disappointed. It was down about 1% on the day.